Good morning, everyone. In this video, I will show you how to divide two polynomial using synthetic division. Okay, and to use synthetic division, so remember the x here in the denominator needs to be a degree 1. It has to be a linear factor where the exponent of the variable x is 1. If the variable on the exponent x is not 1, that's when you need to use doing long division. Okay, but for this video, you're going to focus on dividing using synthetic division. So let's set up the work. So to use synthetic division, I'm going to use the divisor, which is x plus 3. So remember, you want to use x plus 3 and set it equal to 0. And then you're going to solve for x. Here to solve for x, I have to minus 3 on both sides. And I end up with x equal to negative 3. So then the number, so I'm going to write the equation x equal negative 3, right? And I'm going to draw an L shape like that. Then I'm going to list inside the L shape at the same level as x equal negative 3. I'm going to write the coefficients, okay, of this of the numerator, of the polynomial on the numerator. So the coefficient, so the first coefficient is going to be 1. Okay. So now after 1, okay, pay attention closely here. So we start with exponent of 3 and you went down to directly to 1. So what exponent are you missing? So you have 3, 1, 0. You're right, you're missing exponent 2. So when you're missing an exponent, okay, you want to use 0 as the coefficients for that variable. So I'm going to use 0. Why? Because x squared is missing. Then moved on to negative 15 and then negative 10. So when you do synthetic division, always bring down the first leading coefficient down. So it's going to be 1. Okay. Then you want to take 1 and you're going to multiply with negative 3. Okay, so 1 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 3. Then you're going to add 0 plus negative 3 is negative 3. So then this number, which is the next leading coefficient, I'm going to use that and multiply with negative 3, which I get positive 9, right? Then you're going to add it. So negative 15 plus 9 add up to negative 6. Then you're going to take negative 6 and multiply with negative 3, which is positive 18. Just 18, and then you're going to add it. And you end up with 8. Okay, so as you can tell here, the remainder, okay, by dividing those two polynomials is not 0. So x plus 3 is not a solution to this the polynomial above on the numerator, or is not a factor. Okay, so x plus 2 is not a factor of this polynomial. So what do we do then? So remember, when you do long division and you divide a number, let's say 5, or let's say 5 divided by 2, and you're going to write it at 2, right? 2.5, or if you want, you can use 2 point what? If you want to use that a mixed number. So it's going to be 2.1 over 2, 2.0 or 2.5. So remember, so 2 times 2 is 4, and you add 1, you get 5. So it's 5 over 2. So remember, the number on top here represents the numerator. Okay, so oops, I mean the leftover. So 1 represents the remainder. Okay, and 2 represents the denominator, that stays the same. And 2 is a quotient. Okay, so then what do we do then for polynomials? So the solution you're going to write first. So remember, both numbers represent, again, leading coefficients, okay, of a polynomial. So I'm going to start with first 1. And then, again, we started, the polynomial numerator is x cubed. So it's going to be 1 degree less. It cannot be x cubed. Okay, it has to be x squared. Remember, because you're dividing by 1x. So that's the way I kind of think of it. So that's why you have 1 degree less. So 1x cubed minus 3 x, okay, minus 6, and then you're going to end up plus what? The remaining, like here. So do you want to put the remainder on top? and over the divisor, the numerator, which is the denominator, which is x plus 3. And that's the final answer for dividing those two polynomials. Okay, so let's do example number 2. Okay, so to use a synthetic division, the x needs to be a degree of 1. The divisor, the variable x in the divisor needs to be degree 1 in order to use synthetic division. And to use synthetic division, so you are going to take the denominator, so which is x plus 10, and you want to set it equal to 0 and solve for x. So x here to equal to negative 10. Okay. So now what do we do next? So you're going to write, I'm going to write here x equal to negative 10, and I'm going to draw a L shape like this. Okay, then I'm going to list out the coefficient of the polynomial in the numerator. So the first coefficient, we put the number in front of the variable. For x cubed is 1. Okay, then you see, look at the exponent, you go from 3 to 1 and 0. There's no missing power, so you don't need to use 0 as a placeholder for the missing power, for the coefficient of the missing power. So let's continue. So you have 1, and then you have 5, 54, and 40. Okay, so I just realized here there's supposed to be a 1 here. So it's supposed to be 15x squared. So please fix that with me. So let me write 15. So the coefficient of x squared is not 5, but it's 15. Oops, sorry for the typo. So now negative 10, so let's do what you're supposed to do. Always remember to take the 1, the first leading coefficient, and you bring it down. So you end up with 1. Okay, and what do we do next? Remember? So you want to take the 1 here, and you're going to multiply with negative 10, and then you write it below 15. And 1 times negative 10 is negative 10, and you add. So when you add, what number do we get? We get positive 5. Then you take the 5, sorry, and you multiply with negative 10, and you get negative 50. And you add those two numbers vertically. 15 plus negative 50, 54 plus negative 50 add up to positive 4. Then you take the 4 and you multiply with negative 10, and you end up with negative 40. And you add them together, and you end up with 0. So in this example number 2, as you can tell, right, this denominator, this factor x plus 10 is actually a divisor. So x equal negative 10 is a solution to this polynomial, okay? And x plus 10 is a factor of this polynomial, okay? So then how am I going to write the answer? So remember, if I give you what is 6 and you take a number and divide it by 2, 2 goes into 6 and then evenly. That's what means here. X plus 10 goes into the numerator evenly, okay? So x plus 10 is a factor of its polynomial. So the same as 2 goes into 2, or 6 divided by 2 is 3, or 2 goes into 6 3 times. So we don't get any fraction here, mixed number. It's just a whole number. Because like I said, 2 is a factor of 6. 2 times 3 is 6. So how do we write the solution? First, remember, both numbers represent the leading coefficient of the new polynomial of the quotient of the new polynomial of a new quotient is going to be 1, and then x squared. Remember, 1 degree less. Then you write plus 5. Plus 5x, and then plus 4. Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite the answer is going to be just x squared. Just drop the 1, because in algebra, they assume that we know that when we multiply by 1, you just drop it. Okay? You don't usually write multiplication of 1. So plus 5x plus 4. And that's your final answer. So this is the last example, and this is checking for understanding. Okay, so I will need you to divide this polynomial by the polynomial or the factor x plus 9. Okay, so please pause the video and divide, okay, using synthetic division. Okay, so now I hope you got the same answer. If you did not, it's okay. We learn by making mistakes. So let's go back to the numerator, the polynomial. So you see the exponent side of the 4, and then you go down directly to 2, 1, and 0 on the exponent on the variable x. So which tell me that there is a missing power, which is x cubed. So I use 0 as a missing, as a placeholder. Always use 0 for a missing power, for 0 for the coefficient of that missing power. Okay, so I use 0, and then I use synthetic division. Okay, always bring down the first leading coefficient, and you get 1, and you multiply by -9, you get -9. 0 plus -9 is -9, and you take that and you multiply by -9, I got 81, add vertically 0, and so forth. Okay, so remember, those number here outside the L shape represent the coefficient of the new polynomial. And always remind yourself, you always need to use the leading term, the term with the highest exponent is always going to be 1 degree less from what you used to have earlier. Okay, it cannot be 4, it has to be, because you're dividing by, remember, by 1x, kind of a way you want to think, you're dividing by 1x. So it has to be 1 degree less. So it should be x cubed, then the next leading coefficient is -9x squared. So you go 3, 2. Now remember, there is a 0 here for the coefficient for x is 0. So that's why G invited again. And then 4 is a constant. And that's it. So I hope the video was beneficial to you. Thank you for watching my video. Have a wonderful day and see you to the next one. Bye-bye.